Here we go. It is time for the Italian Grand Prix qualifying time. It's the fastest weekend of them all. The Italian Grand Prix. It's the Temple of Speed. It's Monza. It's round 16 this weekend. We are racing around the 11 corners of this circuit. It's a very fast 11 corners, 5.793 kilometers. Track lap record 118.8 around this circuit, 3.6 miles, 5.793 kilometers, 12.5 meters in elevation, and 121.0 is the time to beat. Soft, medium, and hard compound tyres. The hard or medium probably won't be seen in this session. The soft compound tyres are the fastest tyres of the weekend, and we will be using them in this session. Temple of Speed has played host to the Formula One Grand Prix ever since 2014, and from then onwards we have came here, even during COVID, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and even 2024. We now come here in 2025 with a new target and possibly a brand new winner. Last year around, it was Lando Norris who won here. Can he keep that up? 44 degrees track temperature, 35% humidity, and there's a bit of a southeasterly tailwind here. So it will affect the conditions of this qualifying session. You might get a bit more speed down the back straight, that long back straight coming out of Parabolica. You might get a bit more speed coming out of there, and especially into turn one. So, of course, conditions are much more different to what it was in FP3, with not as much wind possibly. And heading into turn one, you will find that you won't have possibly as much grip. You might possibly find that you go straight on a few more times than what you did in FP3. But the last two practice sessions, of course, have been topped by Lando Norris. And the biggest surprise of the weekend was Lewis Hamilton topping FP1. Can he do that again? The prancing horses are the real talking points here this weekend. The real big talking point is the championship. It has blown out for Oscar Piastri. 34 points. You heard me. 34 points. If you missed the Dutch Grand Prix and you were like, oh, it's only 9 points. This race is going to be interesting. Well, you missed quite a bit. Lando Norris with an engine failure last time out at the Dutch Grand Prix. That margin has now blown out to 34 points. It can easily change this weekend. And to be honest, I don't reckon it will change. I reckon it will only come down by 7 or 8 points this weekend, because the McLarens, again, seem to be quick. Now, of course, FP1 was a bit of a setback, and the one person that does have a setback this weekend is Oscar Piastri. Being he wasn't in FP1 with Alex Dunn in the car in FP1. And now heading in FP2 and FP3, it was all about catch-up for him. And he was still 2/10 off Lando Norris. So we might see Lando show a bit more pace in this session, especially in this qualifying session. We might see him go a bit quicker this weekend in qualifying. Maybe even take that Pirelli pole position that is so important around here, because of how hard it is to overtake around this circuit. And it's literally 3.6 miles of circuit, 5.79 kilometers. So it's not that long of a circuit indeed. As let's head it down now to Sky Sports F1.
There's that big flag we always see. I've always wondered what it's like to be underneath it. I'm going to get underneath it here, and you can see there's great excitement here. But is the expectation as well? What can Ferrari do today? What sort of roles do their drivers have to play? Is there a team game for Lewis Hamilton to play today?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's going to off Charles, because he's been given a 5-position penalty, and in Q3 maybe it will give a tie in the straight to Charles to Alpine. But I think it's pretty difficult to take the pole, because McLaren is really fast, but we hope Charles will take the pole. Thank you.
Joe, Gabriella there. Well, let's see if anyone's got higher hopes down here. We've got Maddie. You've come all the way from Australia. You should be supporting Piastri, not the Tifosi.
I am an Oscar fan, but I followed Lewis for years. I followed him from Mercedes to Ferrari and now to Monza, so I have to follow Lewis.
Great day here. Can Lewis be the pole maker? Can Leclerc be the pole taker?
That is the way to, practically the way to say it. The vibes in the pit lane would be immaculate. And even in the grandstands, when this man, Lewis Hamilton, hits the track for first of 3 sessions. We have seen in the past, Ferrari have bottled for people like Lewis Hamilton, for people like Charles Leclerc. This weekend, it is very important to not let that happen. Qualifying, the most important point of the year, and it will probably be the only important point of the year until we get to about Abu Dhabi or even Singapore, when it's a little bit harder to overtake. Singapore, Monza, and Abu Dhabi, you really want to be further up the grid because it's really hard to overtake in those three. Those 3 circuits. So you really want to be up the grid. Of course, Leclerc has that 5-place grid drop for last race. This is going to be interesting. I'm sure it was Hamilton who had the 5-place grid drop. I'm not sure. It might have been. It's either one of the Ferraris, and we will find out at some point. I'm hoping, but the Italian fans are turning out here at the Italian Grand Prix. I think every spot in every grandstand would be full. I'm not kidding. I think every spot in the grandstand would be full to see Lewis Hamilton run for pole. It's on. It is on. Ferrari versus McLaren. That's what we're expecting. Of course, Leclerc, 27 career pole positions. 140 career pole positions. Can Lewis Hamilton make that 141 at his own Grand Prix, at Ferrari's Grand Prix this weekend? The big man, Charles Leclerc, more or less what I'd like to say, the number 1 driver, starts his lap. There's a tailwind as you run down into turn number 1. The drivers have to be careful of that. And hard on the brakes goes Charles Leclerc to the apex of turn 1. Very nicely done. You can see just, and I mean just, clip the apex of turn 1 down there. So he was very lucky not to go off the road at speeds, more or less. Leclerc now will be running down in to turn 4 and turn 5 into the chicane. The Roggia chicane on the exit, hitting both apexes very nicely. That Ferrari seems very hooked up at the front end. Heading now down into the first Lesmo. Now into the second Lesmo. Hits the apex very nicely. Using all the curb. Not too much of it, because if you get all 4 wheels over, that will be a deleted lap time. Hulkenberg, very good first lap time. 19.9. 1 second off the pace. We have had we have had Formula 3 and Formula 2 out on circuit since FP3, so track is a bit more rubber put down on it here for qualifying. Leclerc and Hamilton are going quickly at the moment. Person west through the first and second sector, through the final corner, which is the Parabolica. You've got to get exited actually out of the Variante Ascari, and this is going to be a good lap from Leclerc. It's 1 tenth quicker than Hulkenberg, 1:19.8. And now, where he would have lost most of his time would have been down at turn number 1. Lewis Hamilton, 19.906, plays a 19.950 from Hulkenberg. So, very, very tight indeed. Now, we did see Leclerc just slightly missed the apex at turn 1, which would have compromised his exit, or his run into turn 2, which is very, very short. And I mean, when I mean short, I mean about 20 meters between turn 1 and turn 2. If you miss one apex, you ride too much curb on the second apex, and it just unsettles the car, and that's more or less what happens, but he didn't take enough of it. Ted Kravitz in the pit lane.
Medium it is, yes. Harder compound, so, as you can see, they're the outliers out there at the moment with the...
Maybe not 10, maybe not. High down angle like a streamer. High, like, there. Would that be good? Would that be good? Max Verstappen now running through the second chicane. Well, yes, the second chicane into the Roggia chicane, and on the exit of the first Lesmo. Personal best for the first sector. There are a few names that are just outside W. Thank you so much. Norris and Piastri also out at the moment. They haven't set a time yet, so expect them to go right to the top. Verstappen, 400s off the back of the Ferraris. Here, maybe not showing as much pace as what we'd be expecting such early on in this first qualifying session. They really want to show their dominance, Ferrari, but they haven't yet. 19.8 plays a 19.9, so a little bit off. Norris, he's still a 10th off. Ferrari, McLaren, Lando Norris, still a 10th. Of course, it's only Q1, so maybe the McLarens are just hanging their pace on. Verstappen second, but he's fastest through the final sector. 19.812 for Verstappen. 100th off the pace. As I say, McLaren maybe not showing their pace. Nice. 1/10 up through the second sector. 2/10 down through the first sector. So a little bit off. Piastri 200s up through the first. 200s up through the second sector. 2/10 down through the first sector. So he's found time through the second sector there, and that's what's benefiting. I cannot speak. That is what's really helping McLaren as Norris now goes to the top, 119.6. There's a Mercedes behind him that's getting a really good toe off the back of Norris. Piastri second, 1/10 off the pace. So that is clear domination coming straight in from Lando Norris. Isaac Hadjar running to the line for RB. This is a big name, Isaac Hadjar. P9, so just inside Q2 for now. 1 minute 20.1. The cutoff time at the momento is P12. So not everybody still hasn't set a time. As Carlos Sainz running through the first Lesmo. Just slightly tipped a wheel on the gravel. Got understeer. Got a bit of grass on his tyres and a bit of understeer on exit. And that lap will be deleted because that's 4 wheels over the painted white line. That's evident on the circuit. This is Max Verstappen heading into the second Lesmo as well, sideways on the gravel. Max Verstappen saying check the floor of that Red Bull car, because those curbs, they don't look, those curbs down there at the Lesmos don't look threatening, but they really are. They do damage the floor, as the replay there of Alex Albon going straight on at the first chicane. Of course, you have to dodge and weave the bollards that are there. Very good job there from Alex Albon to dodge and weave. Pierre Gasly, of course, secured his maiden victory at the Italian Grand Prix. The vibes there in 2020 were very, very good for Pierre Gasly to that day. Can he make it 5 years later in this Alpine? Personal best through the first sector for the first lap for this Alpine of Pierre Gasly. Smart from some of the teams here, waiting for track conditions to improve, because of course this is the fastest session of the year. I'm not saying of the weekend, of the year, because the circuit is so flat out. There's barely time to hit the brakes, and the only time you really hit the brakes is the Parabolica here, which is where we are riding on board with Pierre Gasly as he makes his run to the line. DRS open, and it's 10th position for Pierre Gasly, 5/10 off the pace, 120.1. Alex Albon, Franco Colapinto moves up into P11. What does Alex Albon do as he runs to the line? DRS open, P9, 4/10 off the pace. Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso, who's rapidly flying out there, purple through the first sector, personal best through the second sector. What does Leclerc do? There's someone else out there beating that first sector for Fernando Alonso. Charles Leclerc runs to the line, seconds. 700ths off, and I think Fernando Alonso might be on to snatch pole. No, he's 400ths off the pace. Fernando second, Behrman ninth. What does Hamilton do as he runs through the second sector? He's probably not getting a toe off anyone at this point as he runs out of the Parabolica. George Russell fastest through the second sector. Hulkenberg fastest through the first sector. Hamilton P5, 1/10 off the pace. George Russell purple through the second sector. Is he getting a toe? On the exit of the Parabolica, he won't be getting a toe on the exit of the Parabolica, as he uses all the line. He doesn't actually use all the road on the inside down there. George Russell takes pole for Mercedes so far. He's on the medium compact tyres. So mediums for George Russell, and he's just gone to the top of the session, 119.4 for George Russell. I was saying we're not possibly going to see the medium compound tyres, but that has just changed. George Russell has now gone to the top provisional pole for George Russell. Still 7 minutes to go. And Rebecca Donaldson, the partner of Carlos Sainz. Carlos, of course, sitting in P3 at the moment. George Russell, what a lap on the medium compound tyres. That will be an eye-opener for everybody else watching on in the pit lane. All the engineers and crews will have their eyes wide open to that lap of George Russell. A 19.4. That's almost strange, as I guess the track temperature, the track conditions, because of how hot the track is. Okay. Because of how hot the track is, I could understand why medium compound tyres would be used in this session. As I'm just going to fix this camera up. There we go. Let's go, haha. The enthusiasm and commentary is through the roof. Thank you so much, Bomb Diver. Thank you so much. George Russell, though, good lap on the medium compound tyres. Are you a fan of Formula 1, Bomb Diver? But yeah, George Russell, he's fastest. That is a shock. Really a shock. I was not expecting that. Obviously a George Russell fan I'm seeing for Bomb Diver there, but yeah, that's a really good lap, actually. I was very shocked. I didn't even see it on my timing screens. I have timing open. I have the timing replay open, and I did not see that. Genuinely, I did not see that on my timing there. Antonelli?
No grip.
Antonelli saying no grip. 2 words. Fan of speed. Like I show speed? Or is it just fan of speed? Or I don't... Is it I show speed, or do you mean like just speed in general? Like you know, like speed. But yeah, 4.5 minutes to go in this session. The Ferrari fans are cheering. Cheering indeed, with 4.5 minutes to go. As there you go. Ferraris both making their way out onto the circuit. And once again, people going onto the soft compound tyres. Maybe, I don't know. There is very much questions as to what tyres teams are going to go onto in this session. 4.5 minutes to go. We've got a nail-biter coming down here, ladies and gentlemen. George Russell went out on those medium compound tyres. I'm not referring to the online tantrum character, no. Not referring to the online tantrum character. Oh, that's good. Oh, online tantrum character. When did you start watching yourself, Ocon?
In front, exactly what we said we should not do. Yeah, understood. We couldn't wait.
Ocon saying, guys, I'm alone. And saying probably shouldn't be out alone. When did you start watching yourself? Back probably 2022, 2021. So, yeah, it's been about 3 years. I started streaming this like the end of last year. So, yeah, it was good. I've been a good fan of Formula 1, really, since I was born, but I didn't really start understanding it until I was like 13. Oh, no, younger, really, 7, 6. So, I have understood it for a while. I have been a fan of it since, since the Nico Rosberg days, more or less, or Lewis Hamilton days of him winning championships, which I'm not expecting to happen anytime soon with the pace of McLaren. So, yeah. On screen now with one of the Mercedes. I think it's Kimi Antonelli as he runs through the Valiante Ascari and through the exit and making his way up to the Parabolica. And now, 2.5 minutes to go. I still can't believe nobody saw that on the timing. I didn't see that on the timing. I didn't even know that Russell was on the medium compound tyres. That lap might be actually safe to put him through into Q2 for George Russell. Kimi Antonelli, on the other hand, he's not safe. He's P17. Can he beat George Russell to pole position? What a miracle that would be. Of course, Italian. And he hit that apex very nicely with that tailwind down into turn 1. Travis hooking up with that Ferrari strategy team math calculations. I very much am. Yeah, Kimi Antonelli making his run now down into the Roggio chicane. And now on the exit, getting the power down. 300s off the pace for Kimi Antonelli as he runs through the first Lesmo. And now into the second Lesmo. Approach of nearly 250 kilometers an hour and flat to the floor. Kimi Antonelli, personal best through the first sector. Leclerc of the radio saying my right mirror is becoming loose. That's not good for Ferrari. Have Ferrari bottled another possible Q2 appearance. Kimi Antonelli 2/10 up. He, at this point, will only go P13. Slowed up into P3 for Red Bull. What a lap. Red Bull have bring upgrades. I was talking about that in FP1. How they've made a few adjustments to their wings, brought some new wings in. I think they've got a new wing on here in qualifying. And Kimi Antonelli to the exit of the Parabolica and to the line. DRS open for Kimi Antonelli. Approach of nearly 300 kilometers an hour. And it's Kimi Antonelli who goes 11th to 119.7. Isaac Hadjar yellow through the second sector. This has no improvement. 400s down as he runs through the exit of the Variant Ascari chicane. And now, what a slipstream from the McLaren in front. This will be a good lap from Hadjar. I think that was Oscar Piastri setting up his lap. And a very good toe there from Isaac Hadjar. And actually moving out of the way very nicely. Sector 1, Hulkenberg fastest. Hadjar only P15. So he's just scraped through at this point. I saw one of the McLarens in the background. Are they going to pop out? Yes. That is one of the McLarens. Colapinto to the line, 16th, 119.9. Alex Albon, he is now coming to the exit of Parabolica. 6 seconds to go. Does Alex Albon get through? He just does. 15th. Bortoleto, personal best to the first sector. What's left to be? 7th at the moment. He would be safe. He's got a juicy toe off the back of his fellow friend. Oh, not really fellow friend. He got a bit of a sideways moment on the exit of the Parabolica on the apex of the Parabolica there. Bortoleto to the line. Will he improve with that slide? No. 6/10 off. Hulkenberg, does it improve? He's 13th. The two kick Saubers make it through to Q2, but for how long will that last? With still other drivers outside the top 15 not doing times. So, George Russell goes top here in Q1. Piastri is 10th. They're on the cusp. Hamilton's 12th. Leclerc's 9th. They're safe. Piastri's not improving, though. He's 10th. It's probably going to be the worst position we've seen in Q1 for Oscar Piastri. If he doesn't improve, he won't. He's 10th. That's the worst Q1 positioning we've seen all season for Oscar Piastri. And that is strange to say. Norris to the line. 3rd. Stays 3rd. Still 0.1 off the pace. McLaren? Hello? Where's your pace? Where's the 1-2? I'm questioning this. Where's McLaren's pace again? Where's it gone? World champion at the moment, Oscar Piastri, P10 in Q1. Who can explain that? Jonathan Wheatley.
Pretty clear run through that session. Max was very kind in giving us a bit of a tow down to turn 1 on our last time lap. Gabby had a little bit of a snap in the Parabolica, and with Nico I think it's just a little bit, he just didn't benefit from the tow.
So Jonathan, what's your philosophy on the tows? More trouble than it's worth or essential?
Depends if it works or not, Martin. We've been playing around all weekend trying to find what the right gap is. I won't tell you what we think it is, but there's a massive benefit in it, and you can see that's why everyone's goal hanging in the pit lane until the first car drives down.
And onwards we go then. Do you believe you've got the pace for both cars in the Q3?
I would be sat here if I didn't, Crofty.
Ever the optimist, I love it. Jonathan, thanks ever so much. We'll be back with you then after the end of the next session. I'm
I'm questioning it. I'm really questioning it. Where have McLaren's pace gone? Now, I know it's too easy to pull off the toe in quali. It is. It really is. It's just too easy. I'm still questioning it. Where the fuss has the pace gone for McLaren? 3rd and 10th. The biggest name, Oscar Piastri, 10th. The world champion. The world championship leader is down in 10th. That's Zach Brown. If I'm Zach Brown right now, I'd be like, no, I meant not easy. Yeah, not easy to pull off the toe. No. If I'm Zach Brown right now, I would be questioning everything in life right now. I really would. I know it's only Q1, but that's scary for Oscar Piastri. If he was in Q2, he would just be hanging on with his fingernails. Corinne Chaindock.
Because you guys are talking about agile. Lawson was decent in the first sector, but then look at this. Look at the amount of understeer he's got as he comes through Lesmo, just waiting in the front of the car. He wants it to go, along the curve there. But just watch as it understeers off into the gravel, has a big snap, and he had to abandon the last lap. So he will start at the back of the grid, compounding a bad day for Racing Bulls. So absolutely right. Brings him crashing back down to earth off the high of Zandvoort. Gasly, he was okay in the first 2 sectors. I don't know if he would have got through, but watch this as he gets to the Parabolica. Turns in fine, and then look, the rear of the car there has a big slide. That puts him slightly wide of the line. Then he's got to correct it a bit more. Wait, and eventually he picks up the throttle, loses time through the corner, and on the run up to the line. So that cost him and compromised him, and he's also at the back. But frankly, on the weekend, but I don't know if Alpine had the pace to get through to Q2 anyway, although he would have taken a bit of pride in being ahead of his teammate.
A 6th Q1 elimination.
So yeah, 6th Q1 elimination for Pierre Gasly this season. And you compare that back to 2020 when he won here, which is almost shocking for Pierre Gasly when he was, I think it was back in AlphaTauri. Oh no, Alfa Romeo days. It might have been. Let me quickly turn on a light. Yeah, I think it might have been like AlphaTauri days. For when Bomb Diver can correct me here. But I think that was back in 2020. Maybe AlphaTauri. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, but that's really shocking. Hopefully McLaren can pick up their pace because I'm scared for Zach Brown right now. I'm scared for Zach Brown. Lando has pace. Was it... Okay, here's the question. Was it a mistake? Yo, mate, what we doing? Okay. Why? I don't even know why I read it like that. That was... I don't even know why I read it like that. That was... Okay, anyways. Nothing much. If you read the title, you'd probably know. No offense, but yeah. Pair 1 in 2020 for Alpha, if that's what you ask. That's what I was questioning. So yeah, 1 for AlphaTauri. There you go. I was correct. Woo! But yeah, if I was Zach Brown right now, I'd be shaking in my boots because was it a mistake putting Alex Dunn in the car on FP1? Yes, no, yes, because he's leading the championship. No, because it's pressure from in qualifying. I mean, he's had 2 years now. Yeah, I don't know. Was it smart? You're risking. Was it a strategical play to keep Lando in the championship hunt here? Was it a strategical play that McLaren have sort of got in their heads here? It's tough to guess. It really is. It's tough to guess. I'm starting to think it's a strategical play from McLaren to try and give Lando a bit more confidence. Like Oscar with a bit more confidence. I don't know. Bit less confidence for Oscar. I don't know. It's tough to guess. It really is as Q2 gets underway. There was about a 6-minute delay to qualifying to Q2 actually, so a little bit behind. But yet again, that is perfectly fine. As Kimi Antonelli makes his way out onto the circuit. You heard Jonathan Wheatley there saying, nobody's really flinching until the first car comes out. So, oh, sorry, that's not Kimi Antonelli, that was Carlos Sainz, making his run out of Parabolica. But, yeah, you heard Jonathan Whitley there saying about how, about whoever flinches first it just sort of sets off a chain reaction. And I wonder why that is, to be honest. I wouldn't say that's because they want the track to evolve a little bit more. Like, literally, you head out there and then the next car goes out. So, there's not really much track evolution in that. I'd probably wonder why. I guess it's because slipstreaming as well. That's probably slipstreaming that they want from the cars. So, very strategical from the engineers down there as Carlos Sainz heads through the first Lesmo and now into the second Lesmo. We've seen a lot of understeer from a lot of cars recently through there, especially in Q1. Carlos Sainz now making his run up to the Variante Ascari and purple through the second sector. It's 53.447. Alex Albon, purple through the first two sectors. I don't know why I'm actually naming off the sectors at the moment, because these are the first two laps that have been done. But we'll see what this lap is like for Carlos Sainz, who has saved a set of medium compound tyres, because it seems as if you can get the mediums up to pressure and temp, you'll be good for a qualifying result. Carlos Sainz run to line 120.2. That is nearly a second slower than Q1. Alex Albon, purple through the first two sectors, stays second, 121.4. That is 2 seconds slower. So that's a problem for Albon. Probably through the Parabolica or maybe Variante Ascari. Or unless it was something earlier on in the lap, maybe the Lesmos or maybe even the first chicane. He's just sort of overshot it a little bit. But he lost a lot of time in that third sector, so I'm going to say it was at the Parabolica, and this is the replay. This was actually through the Variante Ascari, and why he lost all that time was because he missed the first apex of the Ascari chicane, and has just clipped to the gravel on the exit of turn 9, and then that compromises you on get out of the dust and the marbles on the right-hand side, and you just get dusty tyres for the rest of the lap, and that just compromises your lap. Max Verstappen now on the soft compound tyres, and he will start his lap. 10.5 minutes to go. I'm going to check my timing real quick. Nobody is on the medium compound tyres for the moment, and everybody's out there. Everybody's on soft tyres for the moment. That's what my timing is saying. So, very, very, very important cue there. George Russell also on the soft compound tyres. So, saving a set of softs. Smart there from Mercedes. 0.1 up goes Max Verstappen through the first sector. And now will make his way into the first Lesmo. Does he get any understeer? Nicely hits the apex. Using the ripple strip on the outside. Purple through the first sector by 0.2 over Carlos Sainz. And very nice for the second Lesmo. Hit the apex very nicely. And you compare it to practice for Max Verstappen when he was complaining, no grip, no grip, no grip. That is very much a shock for Red Bull. Max Verstappen, purple through the second sector, and on the exit of the Variante Ascari, 26.5 through the second sector, and he's getting a sexy toe down the back straight of, on the exit of Variante Ascari, and into Parabolica now. Hit the apex, run out wide, using the green strip on the outside, and to the line, 300 kilometers an hour, opening DRS to the line, 1 second faster, it's a 119.1, what a lap for Max Verstappen. Fastest so far here in qualifying. Ollie Behrman moves to second in Haas. And Esteban Ocon goes to third. George Russell, person west to the first and second sector. Maybe the soft compound tyres aren't too bad. But I don't think you can get 2 laps out of them because the track temperature is so unbelievably high. George Russell, second, 0.1 off the pace. 119.2. Andrea Kimi Antonelli now. DRS open, running to the line. It's only third for Kimi. Charles Leclerc, 12th, person west to the first and second sector. Bortoleto fastest first, not so much through the second sector for Bortoleto. Charles Leclerc, shortest run to the line, and what's the lap going to be? It's third. Nice over the radio.
We need to box with that.
Norris being told to box. Norris hasn't set a time. Bortoleto third. Norris has been told to box. Why has Norris been told to box? Why has Norris just been told to box? Huh? Hello? He hasn't set a time. Huh? Why are you telling him to box? What? Piastri run to the line. Thirds. What? Why have you told Lando Norris to box? Oh my god. Oh my god. You're actually kidding me. There's 8 minutes to go, but you're actually kidding me. If I was Zach Brown right now, oh my god, who came up with that idea? Who did that? Replay, Lando Norris. But here comes Sebastian Vettel. Oh. Why did you tell Lando Norris to box with 7.5 minutes to go? What the oh my god. Have they just Ferrari'd on Lando Norris? Oh my god. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. God damn. Oh. The commentary energy and all would be like, but here comes Sebastian Vettel. They don't have fuel for 2 liters since he made an error in the first chicane. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, but like that's really strange. Thank you, Bomdara. But so they didn't have enough fuel, but why didn't they fuel the car? Why didn't they fuel the car? Flies as in a hot lap. Okay. But why didn't they fuel the car before the session? That's now just put Lando Norris under more pressure. When you're meant to do the opposite. They fueled it for 1 lap. Oh, well that was dumb of you then. Fuel it for 2 laps. Really fuel it for 2 laps. 1 lap on the out lap. 1 lap on... Yeah, no. Even 3 laps. Fuel it for 3 laps. No, because he bottled it on his first lap. Yeah, I understand that, but you need to fuel it for more laps then. Because that's just put Lando Norris under a more immense pressure than what he needed. That's put him under so much more pressure now. Lando?
Okay, Lando, it will be tight for push, cool, push. So, April on the first, I'll update you as to what we can do from there.
Lando, not... God damn. More fuel equals more weight. Yeah, okay, I get that. More fuel equals more weight, and I had that in my head, but... Oh. Driver error? Yeah, I don't know. Lando Norris now. Well, hopefully he doesn't bottle this lap, because it's qualifying over then for Lando Norris. Run to the... Now, first chicane. Can he get the braking marker this time? Yes! Hit the apex very nicely and carried loads of speed into the first chicane. Lando Norris now making his run through turn 2 and up through turn 2 and turn 3 and making into turn 3 now into the Roger chicane. He's only 900 down on Max Verstappen. 19.1 from Max. So not a bad first lap indeed, but Lando, this is the big time here. This is to put him through. Now, that first sector, by the way, is for time to get into the top 10. He's 4, and when I say this, he's 400ths. He's only 800ths up. Lando Norris is only 800ths up on Behrman. He's at risk. You're kidding. He's actually at risk. He's only 800ths up on Behrman, unless he finds a... Unless I'm wrong... Oh, come on, Lando. 800ths up through the second sector. DRS open for the McLaren. What's the lap going to be? P7. Oh, yeah, it's a bit tight. I get that. Only P7 for Lando Norris. Yep. Andrea Stella immediately has a sip of the water because, oh, God. Oof. It's tight. Only 800ths up on Behrman. He found a bit of time through the Parabolica. but he's only 7th. Once again at risk for Lando Norris. It's actually gone the opposite way. It's gone the opposite way once more, with Oscar 3rd, Lando 7th. What are McLaren playing at? I get fuel was a problem for McLaren. I get that. I think we all need a sip of water right now. I think we all do. Oh. Take a breather, and we'll do it all again in about, like, a minute time. Norris, he's at risk. He is really at risk. If the tyres don't cool down enough, and if they've still got too much temp in them on this second lap, there's gonna be a need for grip for Norris. This second lap is gonna need to be Max Verstappen Monaco lap. This lap is going to be from Lando. This last lap, and the projected knockout time is a 19.44. Lando is not safe. Lando is not safe. The projected knockout time is a 19.44. Lando has done a 19.45. You're flipping kidding me. Lando needs to stitch this lap together, or he's out. Or he's out. He's done. He's done. 7th for Lando. Oscar 3rd. Oscar's done a 19.2. He's in 3rd. He's safe by 2/10. He will do another lap though. Ocon, Behrman, and Antonelli are all on laps at the moment. Ocon 13th. He's not improving through the first sector. There's no real big names. But come on, Behrman. 11th. Hello. Yes, I'm a bit of a Behrman fan. You can all hate me for that. Behrman, up for about 300 soft car sights through the second sector. Second sector for Ocon, though. He's a 10th up on sights. Antonelli, fastest first sector. Not so quick through the second sector. We'll see what the lap is for Antonelli, though. He's 8th at the moment. He has a chance to knock Norris down another spot. What does Ocon do? It's 12th. 11th and 12th at the moment for the Hasses. Behrman into the top 10. 7th. He's knocked Norris down a spot. Antonelli 2nd. It's the Mercedes 2-3 at the moment. Norris is now 10th. Norris is on the brink of being knocked out. Norris is on the brink, and it could be Leclerc that knocks him out with 45 seconds to go. Piastri fastest through the second sector, and Leclerc goes 5th. Hamilton could be the one that knocks Norris out at the moment, but of course he still has a lap to do, so not too much of a worry at the moment, but Hamilton could be a big name at the moment to knock Norris out, and the crowd would possibly just go wild over it. On the exit of the Parabolica, does he knock Norris out for the meantime? Yes, Norris is out of Q3 for the moment, but don't expect that to stay the same it is. Don't expect that to stay the way it is. Hulkenberg 12th, Carlos Sainz stays 13th at the moment. Behrman is 10th, and my palms, my hands are sweating. No doubt about it. What does Albon do? 15th. Can he knock Norris down another spot? He's 200th up on, at the moment, Behrman, who's 0.3 off pole position. Albon is P15. He'll get a sexy toe down this back straight, or slight toe, as he heads into the Parabolica. And that is the toe off Max Verstappen. Lando Norris, the big name, down in 11th. Right on the exit of the Loggia chicane. He's personal best for the first sector. That's what we like to see. Into the second Lesmo for Lando Norris. Albon does not get through. Behrman fan, now I spit on you. No, I just flame you with sarcasm. That's crazy. Lando Norris, though, personal best through the first sector. He's actually just up. And when I mean by just, I mean just up on Ollie Behrman. This is the lap of a lifetime for Lando Norris. Does he get through? He's 11th at the moment. He is 5 milliseconds off getting into Q3. Does he do it on the exit of the Parabolica? DRS open, nearly 300 kilometers an hour to the line. He does, he gets in. Oh, 5th, Lando, 1/10 off the pace. Come on, Ollie. Ollie is out. And that is the end of the session. Oliver Behrman out in 11th. Just 3rd and 5th for the two McLarens. They're struggling. They really are. The two McLarens are struggling here in qualifying. No, not Ollie. We were so close. I know. We were so close to seeing a Q3 performance from Oliver Bearman. Oh, good on him. Really good on him. We were so close to seeing a Q3 performance from Ollie Bearman. Oh. So close. He was out, by the way, out by, what was that? 2 milliseconds. He's out by 2 milliseconds. I can't run that fast. I can't run a lap of, oh my god. Wow. Whew. Wow. That's tight. He's out by 2 milliseconds. And guess who knocked him out? Lando Norris. 5th. Lando will be questioning, what the flip? What are we doing? He's looking at the numbers. You watch. If he gets third, Jonathan Wheatley.
Gets home from Max again. Have those two had some sort of private deal going on, or what was the story of Q2 for you?
No, there was no private deals that run. Have to say, Gabby did a great job. Had a little bit of a snap on the exit of turn 2 on his second time lapse, where he didn't improve. And Nico, I mean, 600th of a second of getting through to Q3, and I mean the top 12 separated by 3/10. I mean, it's an unbelievable season for Formula One.
Yeah, Gabby Bortoleto, he's really grown, hasn't he, in these last half dozen races. What do you see from the inside, Jonathan, of what's changed for him, where he's really dialed it in?
I think I'd say the upgrades that Mattia and the team put on the car those races ago, there was a confidence. You can see that he can drive it. He looks confident behind the wheel. And I think also he's at circuits he knows. Let's not forget, there's a lot of rookies out there. Gabriel's one of them. And there's a lot of circuits I haven't been to before.
Jonathan, thanks ever so much indeed, given what...
Jonathan Wheatley, they're saying that I didn't even notice this, but the 2 kick was out in Q2. Knocked out, and now it's down to the top 10. And when I say any one of these top 10 cars can grab pole, it's unpredictable at this point. It's almost unpredictable. The closest person that we've seen so far who can take pole is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen, the closest person who can take pole at this point. Max is the only one at this point who is the closest to take pole, or George Russell. The 2 Ferraris, meh. I don't think, I'm going to say this truthfully, I'm sorry Ferrari fans, they don't have the pace to get pole. If you're a Ferrari fan and you're listening, I give you permission to click off, because because they don't have the pace to get pole. I'm sorry, they don't. They really don't. Yeah, it's not happening. The previous poles around here, though, nice last year. Got it 2024, Carlos Sainz 2023, Leclerc 2022, Verstappen 2021, which of course he won it. No, he didn't win it back in 2021. But back in 2020, yeah, Hamilton grabbed pole back in 2020, and it was taken by Pierre Gasly. 23 pole positions in Monza for Ferrari. And that is because of, that's because of Charles Leclerc, and for example, Charles Leclerc, the only one for quite a while for Ferrari that's actually taken a pole. That was back in 2019. Well, if Ollie was in Q3, he could also take pole according to science. According to the Temple of Speed, according to this circuit, anybody can take pole that's inside the top 10. It really is. Every single one of these drivers have been inside the top 5 throughout this qualifying session. Antonelli, Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc, Bortoleto, Alonso, Sainz, not Sainz. What the flip did I get Sainz from? Hamilton and Tsunoda. Every single one of these drivers in this session have been inside the top 5, meaning every single one of these drivers could take pole. Wow. What the flip? What is this science here in Formula 1? Lando Norris, this time around, doesn't bottle his first lap down the chicane. He actually has gone fastest through the first sector. Piastri now has gone fastest through the first sector. Is it going to be another battle for pole for McLaren? Are we going to see it? Maybe, do they have the pace? I don't know. Maybe they don't have the pace. We will see. Purple through the second sector for Lando Norris. What does Kimi Antonelli do? 3/10 off through the second sector. Oscar Piastri, he's gone 4/10 faster than Antonelli and 4/10 faster than Lando Norris. This is going to be a good lap from Oscar Piastri. Sorry, a 10th faster than Lando Norris. So, what's the lap going to be? 19.4 from Lando Norris to the line. As he opened that DRS, and it's a 19.4. What does Kimi Antonelli do? Personal best for the first and second sector. And in the end, 119.7 for Kimi Antonelli. Goes second. Piastri running to the line. It's pole position for now. 119.056. Really stunning lap from Oscar. What does George Russell do? The shortest run to the line for George. Second, 0.1 off for Oscar. Charles Leclerc opening DRS. Pole position for the moment for Charles Leclerc for Scuderia Ferrari. That's a good lap. What does Hamilton do? On the exit, opening DRS on the exit of the Parabolica. Shortest run to the line for Lewis Hamilton. What's the lap? Third. Not a Ferrari 1-2 for the moment. What does Max Verstappen do? Can he possibly grab provisional pole? Running to the Parabolica now on the exit of the Variante Ascari. Using all the roads. Hitting the double apex left right-hander of the Parabolica. Shortest run to the line for Max Verstappen. It's pole position for now. 118.923. Woof! My voice is dead. My voice is dead. 118.923 for Max Verstappen. Provisional pole and a provisional... Oh, wow. Are we about to see Max Verstappen take pole? Legitimately, are we about to see Max Verstappen take pole? I'm sorry, but in the junk box of a Red Bull, are we about to see Max Verstappen take pole? He's in a junk box car at this point, and he's about to take pole. This is chaos. If you put that in capital letters, that would be true. But still, it is chaos. It is. We don't know who's going to take pole. So stick around, hit like, button, subscribe, because you're going to need to. If you don't want to miss out on these weekly Formula One streams. Weekly Formula One streams. Hit like button, subscribe, because you're not going to want to miss a single flipping minute. You're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. 5.5 minutes to go. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on like you're on an aeroplane going about 300 km an hour, because you're about to fly out of your seat, because we don't know who's going to take pole. Possibly, the two people I'm not going to say are not going to get pole. 3 people. Alonso, Antonelli, Bortoleto. They're not going to take pole. They're not going to take pole. I'm going to say that. From Verstappen, Leclerc, Piastri, Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Tsunoda. I'm going to say Tsunoda. Possibly could take pole at this point. Tsunoda, it's questionable, but I'm going to keep Tsunoda on my bucket list for possible pole position. You never know. But I don't feel as if that Kick Sauber has the pace to take pole position. I don't know. He doesn't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't click. It just doesn't click. No, it doesn't. It generally doesn't. It just doesn't click at all. It doesn't come to mind. But yeah, of course, a week break next week for Formula 1. 2-week break for Formula 1. Not next weekend, but the weekend after, we will head to the, correct me if I'm wrong, Baku. I think. But yeah. The 2 McLarens, by the way, 3rd and 7th. So, Norris doesn't have pace. Track record around here. We are 1/10 off the track record. 1/10. A 118.8. And the 3-time world champion Max Verstappen could steal that. Could. Or even Lando Norris. We have seen McLaren bottle it early on in this. We have seen McLaren not do the best early on in the season, and they've still came to take pole. So, it's still on for McLaren. I don't know. Oh, flippin' heck. Oh, this is so tight. Like, oh my god. Yeah, this is tight. My whole body is sweating. I cannot feel my legs. Oh, okay. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. 3.25 minutes to go. Bomb Diver, do you know who takes pole? Please tell me you don't. Just to make it just that a little bit better. Do you know who gets pole? Please tell me you don't. Please. Oh, make it that little bit better so you don't know who gets pole. Please. It's okay if you do, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. Just don't. 2.25 minutes to go. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Actually. So this is gonna be good. I'm excited for this one. 2.5 minutes. We've got Max Verstappen on provisional pole. Leclerc in second. Piastri third. I've said so many things so far about how, I don't know, just 2.25 minutes. Just gotta wait 2.25 minutes. That's all you gotta do. Is just wait 2.25 minutes. Golly gosh. You see the fans, they're sitting up now on the banking. They're waiting. George Russell.
Or whatsoever.
Tops on. Alright.
Safer.
Right, so one of the mediums.
Did George Russell just get a Ferrari strategy? Huh? Oh my god. Toto Wolff shakes his head. So he should. Did George Russell just get costed pole? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Charles Leclerc makes his run. Biggest session of the year for Scuderia Ferrari. Next minute gets called to box. That would be sad. Through the first chicane for Charles Leclerc as he makes his run now down into the Roger chicane for Charles Leclerc, and 500's down. This is not going to be pole for the moment for Charles Leclerc. What does Hamilton do? He's 300's up on... You're kidding, he's 300's up on Verstappen. Hamilton's up. As he runs through now into the second Lesmo and on the exit. Get the power down, open DRS. Right up until the Variante Ascari. Piastri's down through the first sector. The track is not improving. There's no improvement on this circuit at the moment. Hamilton is the only one at the moment that is improving. The microsectors are saying nothing. Hamilton is a 10th, just a 10th. He's lost a 10th through the second sector. He's just a 10th down on Verstappen. Piastri has gone fast through the second sector by a 10th. Will Piastri grab pole? Does Leclerc grab pole? No, 2 tenths off. What does Hamilton do? He's not going to get towed from his teammate. Huge. Verstappen, Hamilton 4th. 19-2, he doesn't grab pole. What does Piastri do? Can he grab pole position? No. It's second, he's on front row. Verstappen is the only one that's improving, and so is Norris. Norris grabs pole. 19.869. Norris grabs pole. What does Verstappen do? Can he grab pole position? No way. He does! Verstappen grabs pole. Verstappen grabs pole position. Antonelli, can he take it off him? The Italian? No, 7th. Verstappen. You're kidding. No way. The Dutchman grabs pole position. What does Russell do at 6th? Verstappen has just bagged himself up pole position. You're actually darn kidding me. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. Hands down, Max Verstappen. I did not expect that. He's also beaten, by the way. He's just beaten the track lap record, and it's only taken 5 years. 118.792. Nice was on par with... Nice was at practically the exact same lap time to Lewis Hamilton.
On position, Max. Fantastic work.
Yes, guys. Yes. That's unbelievable. Really, really good job. It worked out.
Relax there, it's all good.
He said he was relaxed. I don't think for a moment Max Verstappen was relaxed. I mean, he had it in Q1 and he had it in Q2, but like, you would have thought the pressure would have got to him in Q3. Wow. Wow, that was so close. Verstappen, though, he grabs pole. He's just grabbed bloody pole. Are you kidding me? Max Verstappen has just grabbed pole over Lando Norris. There's so many things to break down in that one, but Max Verstappen grabs pole. I'm going to die on the floor.
His beepers would have been going off there, that's for sure.
George Russell, if you remember, used mediums to great effect in Canada, didn't he? In the middle of the summer, where he got pole and went on to win there. And I wonder if that's where his call for the mediums was coming from today.
He'll be chewing a bit when he goes into the pits. It's a bit odd, isn't it? When the driver, with all of the knowledge and data and communication system, when a driver goes out in the pit lane and goes, "What are these tyres?" It always surprises me a lot.
Yeah. Well, there you go. First time he's ever been fastest in Q3 here. First time Red Bull have been fastest in this hybrid era in Q3 at Monza.
Left his phone in the glove box.
Yeah, don't want to leave that behind, to be honest. And that is a very good day indeed for Max Verstappen. And contrast that with Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. I think that they'll be disappointed, to say the least, that they could only get second row at best for Leclerc, and Hamilton just behind him and then taking that 5 places. Well, is Lando Norris, what's his mood here? He's ahead of his teammate, which he needs to be, but behind Verstappen.
That'll do. I think Lando will be... that was a good recovery, because he was in all sorts of trouble there, wasn't he? Through the various stages of qualifying. That was a very, very good recovery.
Gabriel Bortoletto in the end equals his best start in Formula 1. He'll move up a place from 8th in Q3 and will take P7 on the grid. The margin in the end, just a few hundredths of a second, or a few thousandths of a second, separating Verstappen and Norris.
See, this tells the story. Q1 19 for Verstappen, 119.4, 119.1. 118.8 effectively, that relentless progression, and others sort of floundering around a little bit, but Lando Norris also found 7/10 of a second. That is the genius, something I could never do in qualifying, because you go and try and find time and you snatch a break, you run a bit wide, you get scruffy out there, you overdrive the car. It's a real talent to be able to just...
Oscar, that's P3 in the end. I'm sure not exactly what you were hoping for. What went wrong there?
Nothing major. Turn 1 was a little bit average, but the rest of the lap all felt pretty tidy. So, I feel like I executed a pretty good session. Built up to it a little bit at the start and found my feet. But I think it's just been incredibly tight this weekend. Max and Red Bull looked quick this weekend. I mean, to be honest, a lot of teams looked quick. It's not been quite as comfortable for us, so the result's not a big surprise, but obviously would have loved to have been a little bit further off.
Is there a change now for you that you have such a huge points lead in the championship? It is quite big. Like, do you start to think about that in such qualifying where, like, okay, you know what, 3rd place, damage limitation, Lando's only 2nd. Do those thoughts start to come to you now?
No, I mean, when you're on the lap, you're going for it, and you're going for pole. You don't know what anyone else is going to be able to pull off, so in the moment, yes, you're going flat out. I think, obviously afterwards, it creeps in a little bit, but there's still a long way to go, and I'll try and make up some spots tomorrow, because I'd like a few more wins if I can.
It's nice to see that there's a little bit of championship thoughts starting to creep in from time to time. Tomorrow's race, your car is fast, but Lando seemed to be quite a lot quicker in race practice on Friday. Are you going to be able to find that speed as well tomorrow?
I don't think it looked too bad from where I was. I think, it's been just a little bit trickier for us in general. Obviously, I missed FP1 as well, so that was kind of my first long run, and the race is always very different. So I'm pretty confident tomorrow.
Thank you, Oscar. Still all to play for tomorrow, even from 3rd.
Thank you.
Lando, I think that looked like a pretty great lap at the end there. Are you shocked that Max could beat you to it?
No. He's been Max has been quick all weekend, and it's never a surprise with Max. So, no. I mean, it was quite a session for me, just up and down, and too many mistakes here and there. But to put it all together on the last lap was pretty happy. So I'm happy with P2.
And is it still like a good feeling that you're in front of your championship rival? So he's P3. Is that then still kind of like damage limitation and still feels okay?
I mean, I'm always, I always kind of give my result depending on how I drove today. So I feel like I didn't do the best of jobs, but to end up P2, I was still happy with. So let's say good things and bad things. P2 is not a bad position to be off the line, and I mean, I want to be ahead of everyone. That includes, my championship contenders and Oscar. So I'm still a good position for tomorrow and excited for the race.
So on Friday you had like super awesome race pace. Does that give you hope for tomorrow? You think you're going to be able to carry that over?
I mean, our race for the Sunday is normally our strength. But yeah, to get past Max, I'm sure it's going to be a big challenge. But we'll wait and see. Their pace was also very strong. If you see the end of the stint, they're doing the same lap times as us. So, I don't expect any magical things. And we have some Ferraris behind who I'm sure are going to want to come through as quickly as possible. So it's a long race. Many things can happen, and we'll see what we can do.
All right. I hope you get that win tomorrow to keep that championship fully alive.
Thank you.
Max, what an incredible Q3 in the end there. Was that the usual Max Verstappen magic?
I try, but I think around here, with the low downforce, it's always very difficult to nail the lap. On the braking, it's easy to make mistakes also. But Q3 felt good, happy with the laps. And of course, to be on pole here for us also is fantastic. The car's been working a lot better the whole weekend. And to be able to fight for pole, I'm very happy with that.
Did you actually think it was possible going into qualifying?
It was tight. I mean, we were still lacking a tiny amount. We made some final changes, which I think allowed me to push a bit more. And that's exactly what you need in qualifying. So yeah, for us, it's a great moment.
And then take us into the race tomorrow. You think you got enough there to also keep the McLarens behind?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, historically this season, the race has always been a little bit more complicated for us, but we're going to give it, everything we have. I think that's the only thing that we can do, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Cool. Well, wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
And hoping for an exciting race tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow, once again, Max is fairly anonymous throughout the weekend, and then he goes and puts it on pole for the 45th time in his career, which sets it up for a hugely entertaining race. Okay, well, these are your times then for that race.
For the race tomorrow, I'll be live from 3:30. If you want to watch it tonight, it'll be live from 9:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. You can convert that to UK time. Don't really give a crap. And then, of course, I'll be back later tonight from the Regional European Championship Alpine from 7:30. Still plenty more to come with Frecker race number 1. I don't actually know who's on pole there, to be honest. But, I guess we'll wait and find out. But it's Max Verstappen on pole position for tomorrow's Grand Prix. Let's see what happens. I'm really excited. Hope you guys can join me there. If you guys enjoy, like and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.